I won't say it on mic. But yes, no, you have your own shit. You go to Drink Champs or go talk to some other niggas. Wow. Joe Budden's podcast or wherever the fuck niggas go to talk their bullshit.
Yo, you know what's funny? Wait,
sorry, let me wrap this thought up. So,
hold on, don't let me lose that thought by niggas talking. Go ahead.
30 more seconds. So Hella Single. So if you go, it's a section out of my story anymore, but if you go to Lamont's Instagram or the Hella Single Instagram, you can see what Jay is talking about. But we did some man on the street stuff for Brooklyn Pride, and I just love my people. The community, especially the blacks in the community, are just very they're just expressive, and it was fun. So shout out to the one girl that was like, what are you trying to do for the summer? She was like, I'm trying to get the cock, and I was like, all right, sis, do what you gotta do. So. Cock is a very, very Caucasian word. I was like, most of the blacks don't use cock, but cool, great. So anyway, shout out to Lamont, shout out to everybody over at Hella Single and Slay TV. Love to love you. So what was you about to say? What was your?
No, I just want to shout out to those type of all these topics and questions.
What are you about to? Okay, whatever.
No. I just wanted to piggyback on what you just said. But all those topics and questions, they're good to bring to not just audio but visual production because it has a reaction. Because sometimes people is good, they're comfortable with talking being on the phone or talking amongst their friends, but you don't get to see a reaction in public.
Visuals help a lot.
So when you see people get asked the questions as you was asking them on Instagram or however it was shot, but I saw the visual on Instagram, you get to see the pause and they're like, well, how do I answer this? People are sometimes stumped, so it was good to see those reactions. But it was good. Shout out to you for hosting that.
Thanks, friend. Appreciate it.
Speaking about talking, it's funny that these two things.
You ready for the parkway, y'all? It's a little early.
I really am.
A little early, but
these two things were actually tied in together. But somebody put it on Facebook, and I just saw it yesterday. It's like, black men, who do y'all vent to? And I started dying laughing.
No, honestly, because
just for all these topics, it's like not even just as black men, but I mean, we could speak for men, but I know millennials, a lot of things we just don't talk about, but I know specifically.
Do you think? I think it's the opposite.
I think
millennials are oversharers.
Well, I could speak. I don't know. I feel like some millennials, there's certain topics, they feel like there's conversations that come up, how should I say this? Dating.
Okay.
Some people may necessarily tweet about it, but they won't engage in it in live person. So you be like, you won't know something about somebody until you see them post it on social media, and you be like, oh, I didn't know you thought like that.
Okay.
But now with this question that was posted on Facebook, I was like, yo, black men alone, there's certain things that we just carry around and we don't talk about at all. I went out with two friends the other day, and my homegirl was like, yo, you got trust issues. She was like, did you think about seeing a therapist? I'm like, I'm not about to sit down and talk to nobody.
No, a lot of you niggas.
And that shit sat with me it still sat with me for a few days. And even my mother was talking to me one day on the phone, and she said, yo, you don't even trust me. And I was like,
your mother said that to you?
Yeah, because I'm like,
so yeah, you have a problem.
Because this thing, she was asking me something. I was like, why? Why are you asking me this?
Because if you can't trust your mother, I mean, unless your mother has did you wrong.
Nah, she didn't. Does. But I just think it's just certain things.
If you can't trust your mama, who can you trust?
It's not even that.
Who can you run to?
I feel like we live in that oversharing world, especially with adults. One being my mom, that you may say something to them and they may necessarily post it on Facebook, but I know over the last 20 years, it was things I'd be engaged in, but we won't just talk about it until maybe now it's comfortable to talk about, to be in there with your guys or your friends, but or things we never speak about, but. If you wasn't there, we don't ever have to speak about it ever again. So when you speak on things like, how do we vent? It's like, yo, there's some things we just never vented about.
See, and I think that's the problem with a lot of, I was just about to get mad at Iyanla, fix my life here, but I think that's the problem with a lot of black men in general.
I know it's a problem.
Because, and I will say us, but I'm really talking about y'all, because I feel like there's a
line. There's a line, yeah.
Because I feel like once you get over to the gay blacks, we're good about talking shit out because we're expressive. So we want to talk about it.
Well, I will say there's two different battles.
Okay, I'm listening.
Well, there's a how should you say? There's an accepting battle. You guys are fighting a force that you want to feel equal, included, and you want to break that boundary line. And then we have things that traditionally male blacks, we've dealt with shit all our lives, like just as male blacks, not even with the sexuality, just existing
as male.
As male.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I think with that, with the ones who are not gay, we just, you're taught to be tough and just deal with it. And so we never think exactly.
Yeah. Everything is just like, you got to hold it in. You got to and it's just like, you have to let that shit out, because you will literally, and again, this is why I think a lot of men die before a lot of women. Like if you look at a lot of, I don't know about your family, but specifically in my family, the women outlive the men by like a landslide. Like it'd be like 20 years, like the men be dying at 70 and the women be dying at 90. And it's like, I think partially just because women are a little bit smarter. Okay, women are a lot of bit smarter, so they just take better care of themselves. Like,
I was just going to say that too. Men tend to slack
women
off.
will go to the doctor more. They will do more of the,
which is another problem.
Yeah, but again, that mental health is like some real shit. So like, people like to joke a lot, like, oh, all women do is get together and gossip and blah blah blah. But I'm like, yeah, it can seem like that on surface, but I think it's something very mentally healthy about releasing that shit. So like, even if it's just you and your bitches talking for 4 hours in a hair salon, it seems trivial at the moment, but I think it really does help. I think it just helps a lot. And the fact that a lot of men don't get the chance to release that is very detrimental to.
Well, from the start of this podcast, me identifying for myself and speaking for myself, me and you have noticed there's certain subjects that I would never talk on. It was like, all right, this is allowing me to break boundaries and go through phases to being able to open up and speak on subjects that I probably would have never spoken out.
And I think especially like you and I are two rare commodities in a sense, because you kind of talk for a living. So after a while, it's just like, all right, well, there's only you can only talk about, who Cardi B beat up at the Met Gala, but for so long. Like, eventually, you're going to have to go into some deeper shit.
Right.
So I think with that in mind, like, I think it's a little different because, again, like, work is talks and talk is work. So, like, it's part of what you do for life. But I think the average nigga that is, like, not a podcaster or not, like, anything in, like, media or, like, hosting or anything of that, niggas that work at Best, I mean, nothing against people that work at Best Buy, but niggas that work at Best Buy and like don't have this outlet or like that outlet to like release shit, it's kind of just like, well, where am I going to talk about this at? So yeah, find a friend.
Do you think I was just about to say, do you think
challenge? Do you think doing all of this licking ice cream and all that bullshit? Fuck all that shit. Here's a challenge. Call to especially the men. The women will probably do it, but specifically the men. Like, call two of your good male friends, check on them, and then tell them to call two of their friends, and just work it around. Just work it around. Like a good, no, not even a text. You don't need to get on the phone or meet up. Like text is not enough because you can bullshit your way through some text messages. But like on the phone, in person, like let's go kick it, and not no club shit, not no 11:30 at night at Sin City. I mean, like, hey, listen, you have to be a little gay. Maybe I have to go to brunch together. Maybe I'll go to brunch at 2 p.m. on a Sunday and just talk about your feelings. But that's the challenge for the summer.
No, that's good. And I was going to ask you, do you think that conversation is taken for challenge? Because I'm taken for granted is what I'm saying, not the challenge. Because I've seen not girls, but women tweet out or say on social media that men don't know how to hold a conversation, or like they don't know what to say besides, trying to holler at them and get in their pants. But
yeah.
There's funny that you say that, but there's people that I know who are friends that I've only but hung out with or dealt with them on a level of like need something or just hung out. We never sat down and like talked over, like we never talked about politics or what's going on in the world.
Yeah, not even. Yeah.
Or you can bring up a subject matter to the certain people and you can tell that they're not well versed to hold a conversation in that area.
Like, I don't even think it needs to be like all smart NPR, political, foreign policy shit. Even just a simple like, how are you? Like, oh, you hate your job? What's up? Like, even just that simple, like just talking out shit. That's just like, it doesn't have to be like these like deep, groundbreaking conversations. It's just like, I'm stressed. What are you stressed about? Like. And I feel like, and again, I think all black people deserve a part of the reparations package should be some therapy. But it's just like you deal with a lot of shit on a daily basis. Like, I think just humans in general, and don't let you have a little bit of color. Don't let you be a little bit weird. Like, don't let you, like, it's all these different factors. So I think even just, I think even just checking on people like in just like a very generic way. And again, like even myself, like I could probably be better about checking in on people, but it's just like, it'd be a lot of shit going on. But, checking on your folks.
I could be better about
checking on yourself. I think that's even more important. Sorry. I think a lot of people just get so caught up in the works of the works. And like, this is something that I've started doing more. Like, even though I don't go to therapy and nothing like that. But even when like an emotion takes over me, like I really have to sit and check it. So like if I start feeling very anxious because I have bad anxiety sometimes, I would literally sit and be like, okay, what's happening? Like, why do I feel like this? And usually I can link it back to, oh, this is shit I didn't do for work that was due 2 weeks ago that I need to finish. Or, oh, it's this fucking, credit card bill that I don't have the money to pay for, but, is due on Friday. Like I think if you just even realize what the problem is, that already makes not the problem easier, but like it just makes you digest it better because you're just like, oh, I know what's happening. It's not just this world crumbling in your hands. So yeah,
that shit fucked my mind for a second. Like I had to think about it.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for.
But do you think sometime that, like you said, check on your friends, sometimes that could be taxing? Like I've told you before that
it can be. And that's what I said, check on yourself first.
Like you holding a relationship and like holding up the relationship all the time as being a one-way factor.
Oh, yeah.
Could definitely be like, all right, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah,
I'm not doing
and that's
this
totally
anymore.
fair. Like, again, it's the very simple airplane concept of put your mask on first.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
put your mask on first. Like, yeah, great, this friendship is cool and all, but like I'm also going to check on me before I can check on anybody else because, I just have to. So. But yeah, so
how did we get here?
Yeah,
we're here.
I'm not saying water dead relationships, but those relationships in your life that are actual are of value. Like, check on your people and then check on yourself. Do some check-ins, do some reflections. Not to be on no hey friend, hey shit, but do some journaling. Like, really get your life together because you're all you got. So
I'm sorry that this week you was texting me and then you saw on my story that I was out with my boo.
First of all, okay, let's address this. So I tweeted, where's my phone? Can I even pull up the tweet? Because I actually want to read it verbatim.
That shit had me in tears.
Okay,
bro.
so
I was like, is this me?
It actually, hold on, let me just pull it up first.
It's me.
So
It's me.
I'm not even going to be able to find it in time. I don't want to stall too much.
I got you here.
All right. Da.
You want to read it?
I'm just trying to find it, but I retweet too much because
you got into that phase where you retweet everything too?
Oh, no, this was on Thursday. This was right before I left work. So
one of my friends has been super MIA, days without responding texts. I knew we weren't beefing, but it was odd, so I paid it.
I paid it dust.
Mm-hmm.
Then I said, just peeped his story, and his boo is back in town after being gone for like 3 months. Woo! Can't wait to curse his raggedy ass out with the upside down smiley face. Now, here's the funny thing about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
A hit dog will always holler because this is not even about you.
I know
the
it
fact
wasn't.
That you thought it was about you.
No, I knew it was not about me. I was trolling because you know what's funny? You would never catch me with a boo on anybody's story.
This is very true on anybody's story. And I hadn't even texted you that whole week. So I was like, I don't know what he thinks this is.
I was just trolling because sometimes I just I like to feed the masses bullshit.
Yes, I know you do. And that's why I responded back to bitch, I don't have your phone number. Like, I don't even...
I'll do stupid shit or tweet certain things just to see, just to make motherfuckers think something. One day I had an entire conversation about a girlfriend and people was, damn, like, you got a girl? I was like, no, motherfucker, but you reading this shit, but...
But you reading... Come on, fanfic. You're like, actually, I'm writing, I'm a new Terry McMillan.
But yeah.
Well, how did it even come up? Oh, no, because one of my other friends who still did not get cursed out yet, but I'm not gonna say your name on this podcast, but if you know who you are, you know who you are. And niggas been real MIA, and I was like, bitch.
But let your
do something to you.
But let your friend. Sometimes they got to take that one who takes an MIA break. You have to allow your friends to go MIA for a little bit.
Yeah, but you could tell me I'm going MIA.
Nah, sometimes you just got to drop the fuck off.
No.
Nah, because sometimes
guess what, bitch? When you come back, I'm not going to be here.
Because you know what? Sometimes
as your friend.
No, you know what? Let me tell you something.
No.
We are all CEOs of our own lives, right?
No, Jim Carrey.
So sometimes let me tell you something. So sometimes I have this mental meeting in myself. Like I'm talking like, you know what? It's time to fucking chill the fuck out. And I felt like as if I told motherfuckers that I'm handling business. But I probably necessarily haven't told everybody that I'm handling business. And I went on that I had that meeting, but I didn't have it or share it or send the PSA out to everybody else.
No.
So when it comes, so motherfuckers be hitting you like, yo, you good? You be like, yeah, nothing's wrong. Like, didn't y'all get the notice? I'm chilling. Like, I'm good.
No,
but
That's different. What I'm talking about is if we make plans.
Oh no, that's
or if I invite you to something.
Oh no, that's shady shit.
And then you just did like MIA or like don't respond. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like, oh, how are you type shit. I'm like, oh, so we still doing this on Saturday?
And they don't.
Crickets. Oh. That's what I'm saying. Oh, bitch. And I know where you work and I know where you live.
So, that's shady shit. Because I'll at least tell you.